you. So that sounds like kind of a funny topic, kind of odd, but let's really dive into this a little bit. Because truth be told, we are non-physical beings. We are beings of light. When we put any part of our body under a high enough power microscope, scientists see that all there is little tiny particles of light. We are literally made of light, from the light of source itself. We all hear that we're body, mind, and soul. Well, only one of those parts is physical. The other two are non-physical. We are non-physical beings having a physical experience. So what does that really mean? Well, it means that if we are non-physical beings, then physical is who we are not. We are not who we appear to be. We are the non-physical being that is animating the physical body. We are not the physical body. But when we believe that we are the physical body, we start to believe in the illusions, especially when it comes to our health. Because our bodies are responding to our consciousness. Our bodies are responding to every thought we think and every emotion that we feel. Our bodies are shaping themselves to match who we think we are. Our bodies are constantly reshaping themselves according to the information that we are feeding to the body. When we're feeding fear, doubt, guilt, worry, shame, blame, anxiety to the body responds and shapes itself accordingly to protect itself, to keep itself alive. When the body is responding to messages of fear, I'm not okay, danger, danger, Will Robinson. That's all that the cells are hearing. And they have to do whatever they need to do to protect themselves, to keep the organism alive. So when the body distorts itself, creates tumors or chronic health conditions, there's a reason why the body is doing that. And the reason is for our survival. But we've been taught that there's something wrong with our bodies. This isn't true. And real science verifies this. Science of German New Medicine, the 5 biological laws, show very clearly that our bodies are responding to our traumas, to our internal conflicts. When we have internal conflict going, we don't feel good. We feel uncomfortable. We feel uncomfortable in our own skin. We feel uncomfortable in our lives. We feel afraid or anxious or guilty, depressed. These are all signs that we need to look at some energy that's going on inside. We need to look at our beliefs. We need to look at what's going on in the non-physical realms. We need to look at what's going on in the mind and in the soul. Because when we're uncomfortable within, it means that there's a split between the mind and the soul, that the mind has gone off on a tangent and it's not operating from the divine mind. It's just operating from the ego, from what it's been taught by this physical world. Hey, Kinsey, thanks for joining today. Good to see you here. Hey, Branny. So we are body, mind, and soul. The mind and the soul are non-physical. We are non-physical beings. We have a very long history. But the mind only knows the history of this body. It doesn't know the history of the soul. We don't know the history of our soul because we have amnesia. We have forgotten who we truly are. Where were you before you came into this physical body? Because you existed before you came into this physical body, and you will continue to exist after you leave this physical body, after this physical body stops working. You are not the body. So when our bodies appear to be malfunctioning or malforming themselves, we use this as evidence that there's something wrong with us. But the idea that there was something wrong came first. The body is simply responding, it's simply showing us what we think is wrong. Don't let the physical stuff throw you. Don't let it fool you. Don't let what you see in the mirror fool you into believing that that's who or what you are. You're a grand being of light. You always have been and you always will be. There's nothing wrong with you. You were created in divine perfection. But you can come here into this physical body and you can have the experience of something's wrong with me. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you, but it means you're having that perception, that you're looking through the lens of I'm not okay. And when we look through the lens of I'm not okay, then that's what we see. And then we use what we see in physical form as proof that we're not okay. But see, everything that shows up in physical form is created in the non-physical first. The experiences that we have in physical form are created from our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, the non-physical stuff, from our beliefs. Everything that we believe, we experience. And when we start to know better, we start to do better. We start to sometimes realize that, hey, I can have a different experience. When we start to realize that we are non-physical beings that are infinite and eternal, and that there cannot be anything wrong with who we are as a being, we start to look at our lives and we start to see the illusions. We start to see the shadow. We start to see where we've been turning our light down, where we've allowed our light to be dimmed. As beings of light, we are light, literally. But when we believe that there's something wrong with us, that belief dims our light. And we start looking at the dark. And the dark starts to take form. It starts to take shape. And the more we focus on the dark, on the what's wrong with me, on the I'm not okay, on the I'm not safe, that shadow starts to come into view in more depth and more detail. That shadow starts to come to life. And we go, see, it's real. Don't let the physicalness fool you. If it doesn't feel good, it's not part of the well-being you are. Using physical symptoms as proof that there's something not okay with us is the illusion, because your body is simply responding to your thought patterns. And when you start to think thoughts of okay-ness, when you start to realize that your body is functioning exactly as it's designed to function. There's not a single thing wrong with your body. It's doing exactly what it's designed to do. And it's designed to be a direct reflection of who you think you are. And when you think that you're your body, you start to live from the illusion. Because physical is not who or what we are. Physical is simply an experience that we're having. And the quality of experience that we have directly is reflected by the quality of thoughts we think and the quality of energies we use. Hey, Connie, nice to see you here. So if we're walking around, you thinking thoughts of fear, doubt, worry, shame, blame, anxiety, I'm not okay, I'm not safe. That's the shape that our physical reality takes on. We've been taught that the physical reality is what is, and it's what is, and it's unchangeable. Physical reality around us is completely changeable. Your life scenarios are completely changeable. Your body is totally changeable. Any circumstance is totally changeable. It's all energy. And it's all about the energy that we use. So when we look at the physical stuff around us, we go, oh, this is terrible, this is awful. It's only because we're looking through that lens. If you look at the situation from a different perspective, you'll see a completely different scenario. When I was facing cancer and believed that my body was being attacked by a killer disease, my life was pretty much a living hell, gotta say. But when I was able to step back, expand my consciousness out a little bit so that I could move to a different point of view, when I could look from a different angle, I suddenly realized that being attacked by cancer was not what was happening to me or anybody else. It became completely obvious that my body was responding to my emotions. All of the self-devaluation, I'm not okay, I'm not good enough, nobody understands me, all of those things that I had going on within me were being reflected in my body. There wasn't anything wrong with my body. My body was pointing me in the direction of all of the misperceptions that I was holding on to. All of the things that were not true. all of the illusions that I believed were real, that weren't real at all. But it was easy to be fooled by the physicalness. Because, hey, there was obviously something's really wrong with my body. It was easy to fall into that trap because I could see the problem. But it was only a problem because I was perceiving it to be such. When we start to look from a higher perspective, when we start to recognize that there are many, 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 many layers of us, we are multi-dimensional beings. We can look through many, many, many different lenses. We start to look through the lens of our infiniteness. When we start to look through the lens of the angels that we actually are. When we start to realize that we are non-physical beings and we start to look through that lens of infinite okay-ness. And we start to turn our light back on. And we start to shine bright. We start to feel better. We start to be happier. We start to bring ourselves back into coherence. We start to feel comfortable in our own skin once again. And we start to just heal. The body heals itself naturally. No pills required. The thing that's required is your light. The light of who you are. You have to learn to be your true self. Not the self that's been projected at you. You're the citizen, you're the taxpayer, you're the lawyer, the doctor, you're the employee, you're the boss, you're the this, that, the other thing. Stop being who you're told you are and start being who you actually are. The non-physical being of light. Infinite love. That can't be harmed by anything in the physical realm. The truth is that you have direct command of your physical realm, of everything that's in your reality. You actually have put there, whether you consciously put it there or not, doesn't matter. It's there because it's reflecting something inside. So when you change what's going on inside, when you start thinking better quality thoughts, when you start utilizing better quality energy, when you take time each day to clear your energy field, to balance yourself, to ground yourself, to bring yourself back into a state of peace and quiet and harmony and balance. You start going through your day feeling better. When you start paying attention to the non-physical parts of yourself, to the energy, to your light, you start to bring your whole self, body, mind, and soul, back into alignment and coherence. Your mind gets quiet. And a quiet mind is the open doorway to the wisdom of the soul. You start operating from the wisdom of your soul rather than from the programmed responses of your mind. You start seeing beyond the programmed responses. And you start consciously creating. You start clearing away those programmed responses. because they've been programmed there by other people to get you to respond in specific ways. Right? When the cowboy brands the steer, boom, it moves them in different directions, lassos them or herds them and moves them in any direction that they want them to move. That's what a herd is, right? Like a group that goes together and can be driven together. You don't need other people driving you in a direction that they want you to go, especially when it comes to your own health. Stop following the herd. Stop listening to the cowboys who are wrangling people into the I'm not okay. There's something wrong with you. You're being attacked by a killer disease mindset. You're not being attacked by killer diseases. There's nothing wrong with you other than the fact that you've been traumatized by the wranglers. Stop allowing yourself to be traumatized. Start clearing it out. Start realizing who you truly are. Because you are so magnificent. Your light is so bright. Start using it. Start shining it. Start being who you truly are. Start being radiant and magnificent and brilliant, because those are the qualities of your light. When you start shining your light, you start healing automatically. You start feeling better. And your physical reality changes to match your light rather than your darkness. Your physical reality is completely changeable. It's not as real as it appears to be. Start noticing what's actually real. You are what's actually real. You and your infinite well-being. Start shining your light, and don't let the physicalness fool you. Don't use it as evidence of your not okay-ness. Start being the well-being you truly are. And then you will see your infinite okay-ness reflected in the physical world around you. Hope this was helpful. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to subscribe to my channel. If it was helpful, please share it with other people. And if you need some assistance in shining your light and getting that light turned back on so you can be the brilliant, radiant, healthy being you are, please feel free to reach out. You can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. Thanks so much for watching today. I appreciate it. Until next week, create for yourselves a great week. Bye for now. Shine your light.